This is the recorded presentation for the MIE 104 Applied Research Project A Summer Semester 2020 Group O1 as final exam requirements. Our topic is Ontology-Based Personalized Educational Course Recommendation System. I am Muhammad Azim, Group Leader of the project. My key responsibilities in this project was defining the requirement, assigning the individual tasks, scheduling weekly meetings, defining the project system architecture, designing the UI prototype, building up the project personality models and its mapping, proofreading of the content, setting up the hosting environment and cron job scheduling for web scraping. Further later in this video, each member will explain about himself what he has done. Our agenda during this presentation is to elaborate problem statement, project background, and why we chose this topic. Review of personality models, comparison of the other models with our chosen one. Design and architecture of the system and website. MBTI modeling, how we simulate the MBTI results with courses and degree programs. Implementation, what technologies we used and how we developed our system. Testing and evaluation of the system and model. And finally, conclusion, discussion and future work. From here, I will pass to my team member to take over and proceed next.
Hi, my name is Arslan Chaudhary and my role in this project was the project and phase documentation, literature review on the personality models, existing systems and system evaluation. Regarding project background, choosing a right degree program that best fits the student is of major concern nowadays, as most of the students choose the degree program while disregarding their personality type, which in return affects the career of an individual as the degree program does not go with their personalized needs. The end result ultimately includes mental stress, less productivity, and an individual might feel uncomfortable in the job. To be successful, you need to be really comfortable with yourself and the job career path you will be choosing. For this reason, I have conducted a literature review of the existing system as well as the personality models. There is no system that recommends course based on personality. However, there is one system that do so based on interest of an individual. Auxiliary Compass is one such system that conducts a test known as Study Interest Test (SIT) to judge the interest of an individual and recommend degree program based on that interest. However, uncertainty lies while choosing a degree program based on interest. For example, yesterday I wanted to be a mechanical engineer and today I want to be a data analyst. There is nothing wrong with that since the interest may change with respect to time, but one thing that remained the same was my personality type and my perception and views associated with it. A study suggests that certain job requires certain attitude and traits within an individual. Attitude and traits both are a part of personality. It is important to get a clear picture of what type of personality best describes you. For example, one might be an extrovert and prefers social interaction with others, or one might be an introvert and prefers to be quiet and reserved. Therefore, we have developed a system that will classify the personality of an individual based on the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator MBTI personality model and recommends the course to an individual in the NRW region that best suits his personality. My colleague will take over now.
Hello, my name is Mohammad Raza and my responsibilities in this project is to summarize the questions on the basis of their type and define the use cases and its functionalities which are being performed in our project and also work on personality models. For this purpose, I reviewed 4 models to judge the personalities which are Big 5 Mental Muscle Diagram Indicator, Resic, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. After reviewing the models, I decided to choose MBTI, which is widely used personality model, and approximately 2 million plus people complete the MBTI each year worldwide, and 50 million people have taken the test from 1962. Now it's time for a little introduction of MBTI, that how it categorizes the personalities. So the MBTI measures 4 pairs of opposing preferences which are inborn and value neutral to perform a person 4-letter type. And the first one is extroversion versus introversion, the second one is sensing versus intuition, the third one is thinking versus feeling, and the fourth one is judging versus perceiving. In extroversion, for example, if a source of a person expression, if it is external, that would be that would have the extroversion personality. If they get their energy from inside, that would be introversion. And for sensing and intuition, if somebody believes in information directly from the external world, that would be sensing. And if the information from internal world, that would be intuition. And same for this case. And then thinking and feeling, this is for thinking, for looking for logic and emotion and feeling for basically is placing more weight at how decision affect other people, and then judging and perceiving. Judging concerned with the organization of events of someone life, like he sticks to plan, while perceiving tend to improvise and explore a lot of different potential options. So the most important key trait of this test is that no answer is right or wrong, and each person further narrows down to a specific personality traits, and it doesn't compare the results with other student personalities, rather work as a model to offer additional information about a student's unique traits and psychological preferences. Basically, its aim to explain the behavior rather than to predict it. Therefore, the types are stereotypes, not like a astrological signs either. And the MBTI has actually been shown to be very useful in this way as a method for starting conversations about personality issues within work groups and teams. And in fact, a study was happened in 2019 or 2009, which is done by the Swedish Industrial Organization. They included 1,630 people working in 156 teams, concluded that MBTI personality profile could be a vehicle for group members to gain a better understanding of each other because it gives them something to talk about. Now the question comes to us that why it is so popular across the globe. There are some reasons that it is so popular. The first one is it just simply represents a normal psychology and identifies the different ways of living life that in other frameworks would be seen as a pathological. And the second reason is that people like to take the test because perhaps of many of us, perhaps surprisingly, really like the opportunity to put ourselves in categories. And the third reason is that the accuracy rate of this test is constant among all the cases, like whether it is worst case, best case, it has the accuracy of 75%. And now the question comes to us that where it is used. So it is used by a very large corporations and also the business settings in staff development workshops, and also for the team building, communication, leadership development, and also used by the universities for the new student orientation and vocational counseling. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is Umair Afzal. I was responsible for the questionnaire along with my colleague Muhammad Raza. Also, I work on calculation method for questionnaire which my other colleague Abdul Hanan has implemented in the code. Moreover, I designed some UML diagram. Now moving on, I will explain the pseudo algorithm implementation and the numerical calculation. What we did here, we assign a particular value behind every single selection of an answer, and the value we get for the selection will be in fractions. There are two portions in one answer which we will judge that the user comes in what personality. The questionnaire we designed is like we have put two questions left and right with a single answer selection. The selection part is divided into two portions, which if on the left side we have mentioned the introvert personality based question, then on the right side we have put extroversion personality based question. Same as if we have one side with the sensing based question, then the other side includes the intuition question. And as this we put 40 different questions with 20 answer selections. But while selecting answer, there is no middle selection. It means a user cannot select an answer where he comes in both personality trait. By this technique, we will get maximum answers by user's minimum selection. Now, as I mentioned in the previous slide, that every selection by the user will get us a particular value which will be in fraction. As the first selection from the leftmost side has a value 1 by 3, the next are 2 by 3 and 3 by 3. And on the rightmost side, we have 1 by 3, 2 by 3 and 3 by 3 respectively. Now here in the calculation phase, we will get the values with every selection by the user and will get to know the user's every personality trait. For example, if the user is extrovert, and with this selection, we will know how extrovert the user is in percentage. Then we will here add up all respective similar traits and divide it by total number of it. Like if we have 4 traits, we will divide it by 4. By this we will get all personality traits accordingly. As moving on, now we put the values accordingly by adding up all the values in MBTI indicator. Here we sum all single values of personality traits and use them in 16 different indicators. Like if there is a combination ESTJ, which is extrovert, sensing, thinking and judging, we have add up all the values and divided them by 4 to get a value of a single combination, and the same as follows for all other 16 indicators. Now this is the graph which shows that how we selected the top personality combination as with the most highest points. As you can see, graph is bending towards the extrovert personality types. So we have these values now, and these values we're gonna use it in mapping. Thank you so much.
Hi, Mohammad Azim here. For the success of the project, system architecture is the backbone. Project and system architecture determines the quality and longevity of the system. Therefore, this time we more focused on to build our project architecture to meet the requirements and easing communication among teammates. Also, you can see here the importance of the architecture is basis for communication, transferability of the model, development view, process view, better code maintainability, and high adaptability. This also helps for a layman to understand the system. This is our project architecture high-level diagram. Our system consists of many parts like shown here. We are having two servers working as database and FTP respectively, hosted on Google Cloud environment as VM instance. Once those will powered on, MySQL server will enable cron job, and then that cron job will execute web scraping script which will extract the data from source sites and transform it into our required format and then stored to the database server. Now, once a user will access our portal, PHP script will called, and then on personality test page, model algorithm is working as shown here. That flow is calculating scores of the questions and recommending the courses based on the answered questions by the help of MBTI model, and that result will store to the database if required. Further, a system admin can control anything to update, modify, delete any file, any server, or other things. Security protocols also we get here. Now my teammate will explain how actually web scraping is working and algorithm is developed.
Hello, my name is Abdul Hanan. My part in this project was to completely develop the system, which included scraping of Hawkshell Compass website backend and front-end development, along with algorithm development and its implementation. I'll first explain that what tools we use to develop our project system. We started off by scraping all the required content of universities in the UNRWA region from the Hawkshell Compass. It included courses name, university names, degree names, and city names. For scraping, we tried every solution available that best fitted to our need. As mentioned that we will use PHP for web development, that's why we first tried to do scraping with curl known as client URL. Due to its low performance and no AJAX support, we moved to other tools and libraries like Beautiful Soup, Scrapy, and Octoparse. But we also faced some issues like no XPath support in Beautiful Soup, restrictions in using Scrapy due to robot.txt file, and high cost of Octoparse. All this jeopardized our need, so we at the end scrapped the data by simply using Python request library and the XPath query language for tag location. To make scraping live, we configured cron job scheduler through Linux system. In order to build the structure and designing of our project, we used HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery. We used PHP 7.0, which is hypertext preprocessor language for the backend development of our project. For logo designing and favicon designing, we used Photoshop CS6. Moving on to explain the scraping section in detail, we consider following examples from our project. First, Quest library, we got all the content from the links of Hawkshell Compass. Then extracting the XPath of the required material. For instance, in order to extract the XPath of the course title, we will write it as section tag having class result box, which includes h2 tag. Text function is added at the end to get the text inside the tags. After that, I will explain how the test page works and how we converted the personality classification strategy into an efficient algorithm. We have left to right personality radio button strategy. I have written separate function for each. I have assigned number to the radio buttons ranging from 1 to 6. If a user chooses button ranging from 1 to 3, left function will run, and if chooses buttons ranging from 3 to 6, right function will run. Both functions will run respectively for all 20 questions comprising 8 different personalities and will perform the scoring calculations which is explained before by my colleague. After scoring calculations, all the values will be stored and pushed into an array, where the system will calculate the sum of all values, count of the values in the array, and then divide each other to generate weight for each personality type. With the weight values, 16 MBTI combinations will be generated by simple multiplication. Sum of every individual integer will now be divided with the count of personality types in each integer, which would always be 4 and is fixed in our case. These 16 personality indicator values would then be stored into the database, where they would be extracted into result page with the list of mapped courses data that we have scraped before. But if the user has logged into his or her account, then these values would be stored along with their user ID onto the database. To show the results, we would apply the query in database to get the personality that has the maximum value and show all the courses records that are mapped with it. Now if the user is logged in, and then maximum value alone would be stored with the user data into the database. The reason of that is because whenever the user logs into his or her account, they can take a look back at the previous results. So for that, system will automatically get the course records mapped with the personality indicator value that was stored with the user data last time when they took the test. Thank you so much.
Muhammad Azim here again. Now here I would like to show you that how we have done scheduling for course scraping script. We have done cron job to schedule our Python script. The action of cron are driven by a cron table, as you can see on the right side. It is a file, a configuration file that specifies shell commands and to run periodically on a given schedule. Here below is the architectural diagram where we implemented cron job and how this cron job is running. This cron job is triggering each Monday of the month and from January to December. This is executing Python script. Cron job actually based on 5 static.
This is Darslan here again, and I would like to conclude that our chosen personality model MBTI works best for our project to define the current personality of an individual and is reliable with an accuracy rate of 75% as stated by the Myers-Briggs Foundation. Since there is no dataset available of the individual's personality type and their preferred courses, we will generate a dataset using this system over time, and after some time, when we have a fairly large enough dataset, we will recommend the courses based on collaborative filtering. The user will then also be recommended the course the other individuals with same personality prefers as shown in the diagram. After the classification of a user, the system will find users with similar personalities in the system, and the course recommended by those users will also be offered to the existing system. Now my colleague will demonstrate the working of our project first.
Hi guys, this is Azam Zubairi, and in the project I was responsible for defining the project requirement specification. I also worked on the web scraping, and I did all the relationship mapping between the personality traits and the courses, and I also worked on defining some of the system architecture. And I will be giving you the live demo of the website that we have created. So I will be going through all the different sort of pages we have. I will be going through the test that we have created. I'll be just randomly doing the test, and in the end we'll be displaying the results, and we'll be going through that. So first of all, our website is hosted at Google Cloud Platform. So you can see there's one instance here which is hosting our website as the IP. Secondly, we have the database server that is also up. So we will be going to this IP, and as you can see here with this IP we have this our web page open. So this is the website. As you can see, simple and elegant design with a beautiful picture of our campus in the background, and here are some of the links. If we scroll down, we can see there's some information about the Myers-Briggs type indicator. If somebody wants to read more about the MBTI indicator, and if they want to read what each personality means and how it's calculated and everything and where it is used, they can go to the learn more section, which will redirect them to the MBTI Myers-Briggs Foundation website. And if you scroll down a little, we have some more articles and websites linked here down below. Read about these personality tests even more. And lastly, we have the contact section. If somebody wants to get in touch with us, send us an email, they can do it from here. These sections can also be accessed through the links on the top. If you go to the about section, so we will be transferred to the about section, and if we go to the contact link, we'll go to the contact link. So this is the landing home page. Now we will go and take the test. So To take the test, we can go to the begin test link, or we can click on the link test, take a test link over here. There's a learn how section as well, which tells us how to take the test and everything. So we'll just go and take the test. So the test consists of 20 questions. Each question has 2 statements. So there's a total of 40 statements. And each statement represent some sort of personality indicator. So for example, this statement here is for extroversion, so the statement on the right is for introversion. So I will just quickly go through the test, and you can see that each question can have only one answer, and the scoring and everything was explained in detail by my colleague. So I'll just quickly go through the test and randomly do the test. And once I'm done with the test, I can then go ahead and submit my results. So I'll submit my results. I will go to the results page. So this is the result page. You can see we have our personality type here. There's a short description of the personality. That is the result. And here we can see the different courses that are recommended. And we go to, if there are more courses, we can go to show more, and we can see a long list of courses recommended. So these are all the courses that are recommended for this personality type. Lastly, there's also a login and sign up section. So we can go ahead and sign up if we want. We can sign up. I already have a login, so I will log in here. This section is created so that a person can save his or her results. So when I log in, you can see that I've logged in. So here I can go in the history section and see the last test that I have given. So in this side, my result will be saved against my account. So this was the last test I took. So a person has the opportunity to take a new test if they want to change some of the answers to some of the questions, or over time if some personality traits have changed, so they can retake the test and have new results. So this was the basic demo of how our website and everything works. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Stay safe and healthy during current COVID challenging situation.